My name's Kyle Smart. I'm a family medicine physician in the local area, and I've been with San Antonio Regional Hospital for over 20 years now. I was actually born at San Antonio, like a lot of the employees there and staff that are associated with the campus. My dad was born at San Antonio Regional Hospital, and all four of my daughters were born at San Antonio Regional Hospital. Saturday, December 14th, our second oldest daughter, Grace, very proud of her, graduating from Cal State San Bernardino. My wife, Deanne, and I, we were very focused on making this a big celebration. A bunch of friends and family celebrated Grace that day, and I was cleaning up after the party and heading to bed about 1 in the morning on now Sunday, the 15th of December, and that's when the chest pain hit. When I first felt the chest pain, knew that didn't feel right. It was kind of a pain I had not felt before. The chest pain was everything we're warned about as a community, as patients, as medical providers. It was severe, radiating, causing nausea, sweating, and it eventually got to the point where I needed to get checked out. I think it's a little bit of a unique story in that I have known and worked with these physicians like Dr. Kevin Parks in the emergency room, Dr. Roger Duber, cardiologist. We've worked on cases together over the last 20 years. The way I felt when I was coming to terms with the gravity of the situation that I was going through, that I was having a heart attack, then I had to really realize I am not in the driver's seat, and I had to submit to the process. From there, Dr. Duber and team got me scheduled for an angiogram. There was a certain amount of shock as we were processing those emotions. The nursing staff at the hospital, the emergency room staff and physicians, the cardiology team, the admitting team, the specialists, they were amazing. They allowed us to have our emotions and process and ask a million questions. They were patient and let us go through that part of kind of the emotional, psychological, even spiritual journey that we were going through in that moment, all right alongside the physical journey that we were on. I think there was also a little bit of frustration because I had worked really hard to get back in shape, and the irony of me having a heart attack despite those efforts was also a little frustrating. In fact, that's one of the questions my wife and I had to the specialist was, had I ever done it? And they said, absolutely not. The work I had put in doing these new, it was new for me, swim, bike, and run, and getting in shape and losing weight had definitely saved my life. I was hoping to come out of there with no stents or as few stents as possible. So when Dr. Duber approached me and said, you don't need any stents, you need a 5-vessel bypass surgery, he was so calm and so confident, and he said he's going to be fine. The cardiothoracic surgeon, Dr. Nan Wang, recognized that, and he was amazing. My first memories coming out of surgery started to realize I was in recovery, and I could hear my wife and daughters recovering. And after a surgery like that, just getting out of bed, taking a few steps, those are blessings, and you don't take those things for granted. And in the cardiac care unit, they had an amazing physical therapy team that started working with me. In the first few weeks after the surgery, I went from having a difficult time going up and down stairs and walking a few blocks and building that up to a half mile, and eventually a mile, and up to 3 miles again. An important part of my story is Ironman, specifically Half Ironmans or the 70.3 races. And so I actually had a race scheduled in May of 2025, but because of my heart attack and my life-saving bypass surgery in December, I had really let that race go. I knew I probably would not be able to do that, be in shape and be recovered enough to do that. But I thought, you know what, I'm still going to show up for my team and be the best cheerleader for them and still be there at the race to support them. So as I started recovering and retraining, I picked up right where I left off. It was really a miracle. Another part of the miraculous part of that story. I was shocked and I was thankful. I started swimming again. and doing the same distances I was in my prior training, biking and running the same. That was a little dangerous because it gave me hope that I might be able to participate in this race. Maybe not the whole thing, but I could do a leg of the race with a relay team. And as I started training, I picked back up the volume and intensity enough that I was able to participate in the whole race. 5 months after my surgery, I was able to cross the finish line at the St. George 70.3 Ironman. And my story, I know, is somewhat of a miracle. Not a lot of people survive what happened to me and certainly recover in the way that I have, and that's not lost on me. I was able to come back home, and I'm able to continue to practice medicine in this area and continue to do what I love, and hopefully with a new lease on life and appreciation for life and appreciation of the patient perspective, that will help make me a better physician.
San Antonio Regional Hospital, here for life.